All right, so let's see how we're doing on this. So now this one, remember, it works best. It's easier for us if we get it to look like this. X, the absolute value of x plus a equals some constant c. That's how the problems are rigged up. And it just is easier for us if we can make it look like that first before we separate them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. Okay, that gives me negative 5, absolute value of negative 3 plus 8x. And I'm going to make these kind of bold. Sometimes kids don't know that those are actually absolute value brackets. Equals negative 25. All right, cool. Now I'm going to divide by negative 5. All right. These will cancel, right? And then I end up with the absolute value of negative 3 plus 8x equals negative 25 divided by negative 5 is a positive 5, right? You guys with me so far? Now, if I write something down that you don't, because I make a mistake, let me know. Don't let me do the whole problem and get it wrong, all right? Sometimes I make mistakes. So now from here, I've got negative 3 plus 8x equals a positive 5, and then this is where we separate it, right? Negative 3 plus 8x equals negative 5. And just to circle back, I could do that right here at this first line, but then I've got to subtract 5 from both sides, from both equations. Then I got to divide both equations by negative 5. It's just easier to do it this way, less work. Okay, so make sure that you get it to make it look like this. I don't even think it's less work. It's less stuff to keep track of is a better way to word it. So then from here, we're going to add 3 to both sides. And I get 8x is equal to 8. So divide both sides by 8. And I get x equals 1. So that's one of my solutions. Over here, same thing, add 3 to both sides. I get 8x is equal to negative 2. Divide by 8. These cancel, and I get x is equal to, what's negative 2 over 8 reduced down to? 1/4 or 0.25, right? So that's the other solution. So now, here's what I always want to stress. When we do these on the calculators, and I tell you guys double check it on the calculators, a lot of you guys will jump down here and graph this, like for y1, and graph this for y2. And that will give you the right answer if you didn't make a mistake somewhere in here. If you made a mistake somewhere in here, that's no bueno. So what we always want to do is go back to the original equation and graph that. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to say it was, what was it? It's negative 5, yeah? And what's in the absolute value bracket? Negative 3 plus 8x, right? And then what goes outside here? Plus 5. All right, thank you. And then that had to be equal to, was it negative 25?
Negative 20.
What was it?
20. Not 25. Negative 20.
Oh, negative 20, like that? Okay, good. And so let me zoom in. And we said the answer was like negative 1/4 and 1, right? So what do we got here? Yeah, negative 0.25 and 1. So let me take a screenshot of that. So yeah, we did the math right because the calculator said so. Okay, well that's pretty good. So we've been doing this a while. How do you guys feel about this stuff now? Thumbs up if you feel like you could do well on the test with this. If I give you the graphing calculator. Okay, good. So that's that one. Oh wait, I've got room. I'm going to slide this down here. There we go. We'll make it big so you guys can see it. All right, cool. Let's do this next one. Again, I kind of want it to look like this. So I'm gonna add 7 to both sides. I get negative 2, absolute value 5k minus 10 . This is negative 50. All right, let's divide by negative 2. These will cancel, and I get the absolute value of 5k minus 10 is equal to positive 25. So from here, I'm going to say 5k minus 10 equals positive 25, or 5, and 5k minus 10 equals negative 25. Over here, I'm going to add 10 to both sides. I get 5k equals 35. Over here, I'm going to add 10 to both sides. And I get 5k equals negative 15. Next, I'm going to divide both sides by 5. On this side, I get k is equal to 7. Over here, I get k is equal to negative 3. Okay. All right. So what does that mean? Well, I'm just going to take this thing, right, and graph this. So I'm going to say negative 2 times the absolute value of 5k. But remember, I got to put in an x instead. 5k minus 10. Oops, I forget it does that every time. Minus 10, and then on the outside, was it plus or minus 7? Minus 7. Minus 7, and this was just negative 57, right? So now, negative 57 is way, way, way down here, right? Whoops. And so negative 3 and 7, right? Is that what we have? Yeah, that's exactly what we had. Okay. Any questions on that one?